And welcome back to the Extreme Health Radio Show here on News Talk 1450 WOLAM. I am Coach Fred, along with my partners in crime, Coach Kelly Campbell and Coach Heather Gunn, and we are speaking to Mr. Tyrone Miles. Mr. Miles, former college athlete, college football coach, father, husband, was in great shape, awesome shape, I would say, probably as an athlete, college athlete. And after college, things kind of took a turn. He went from 280 pounds to 430 pounds, was told by both his mother and his doctor, basically challenged, does he want to live? He made the decision to turn around, and we want to pick it up right where we are, Tyrone. The doctors told you, asked, did you want to live? You made the decision to live. Your mom says, listen, I want you to do better than I did. I want you to be healthy. What did you do? What changed? How did you change?
Well, it was, I started to go into the track that was close to where I lived at the time in Laurel. And I would go every morning, and I would go every day, even Sunday morning. I would get early in the morning, Sunday morning, and go to the track before I would go to church. I would get up 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning and start walking the track. And I started doing it every day. And that was my routine. The next thing you know, I joined senior citizens facilities, and they had line dance, and they had a gym.
No, hold on. Senior, how old are you?
I'll be 53 in October.
Now, how old you got to be a senior citizen?
What happened was, it was like I said, it was a senior facility, and the people that was over 60, they didn't have to pay. But for me being in my 50s, I had to pay $120 for the whole year.
Good price.
But years they go free. But me, I wanted to find out, could I join? They asked how old I was, and I told them, and he said, well, you have to pay. You know, the seniors after 60, they don't have to pay. But I was willing to pay. So I paid, the fee, and I went every day except Sunday because it closed on Sunday. But that was it. But to this day, being around these senior women in their line dance class and seeing them work out motivated me even more, because I was like, seeing them, I had no excuse.
I love it. I
was with these women every day, line dancing. They would laugh at me, but that was my motivation. That made me feel like, wow, if these women, seniors, can come out here every day and work on their health, I don't have no excuse.
Wow. And now let's come to the day. 430. How much you weigh right now?
Right now, I'm at 242.
So you're a good nearly 40 pounds less than you were when you were playing college football. You're pushing 200 pounds, my friend, of loss.
Yeah. That's what I was just saying, Fred. I said, I never think I will look like this where I look now. It's amazing.
Wow, I love it. Okay, listen, we got to get out of here, but we have to have you back because this story is too compelling. I know Kelly and Heather are listening as well. Tell me, before we get you out of here, we will have you back. Okay. What can you leave our audience with today? Because somebody is sitting there right now looking at the scale saying, I don't like the way it looks. They're feeling a certain way. Maybe people are saying to them and they are dealing with emotions on the inside. Maybe they're trying to cover up with food or clothing or laughter or whatever it might be. And they don't quite know what they need to do. Can you leave us with just one thing that we can all take and say, this will help me get started, this will keep me moving, this will motivate me to the next place?
Yes. My motivation was, like I said, it was a person, and watching my mom suffer like she did from the diabetes, and making that statement for me, telling her, Tyrone, you need to take better care of yourself. And that showed me that what she went through, that she ignored herself and was so concerned about me and my brothers to do better, take better care of herself. And the word I always used was persistent. It was times that I messed up, but I never stopped. I never quit, never gave up. And until I got to the point, it was my lifestyle. It was persistent and consistency. Because everybody thinks that when you when you want to make a change, it's always going to have a dramatic change. It don't happen that way. And it's just like it is. I mean, I realize that anytime you want something bad enough, you have to work for it. And it's not always going to be easy. But if you be persistent and consistent, you'll start seeing a change.
Persistent and consistent. Ladies and gentlemen, Extreme Health Radio Show listeners, Tyrone, on behalf of both Kelly and on Heather, I got to thank you because I'm inspired right now. I am inspired. And listen, persistence and consistency, I got it. That's what we can do. My friend, thank you so much. You will be back with us. Thank you for coming to the Extreme Health Radio Show today.
Thank you, Fred. I appreciate being on there.
Okay, wow, that was good. Heather, do you have any words just to describe what you just heard?
That was truly amazing. And it just goes to show you can make changes one small step at a time. And he was just so creative with getting his social support and getting out there and doing something fun. You don't necessarily have to do, lift weights if you don't want to. You don't have to run if you don't want to, but do something fun. Do some dancing. That's amazing.
That is. And Kel, now I'm listening. Now, Heather, I don't want to tell you a story, but you had a situation. You were in the hospital, and a nurse told you need to make a change. When you were down with meningitis in the hospital, Kel, you had a story about your why was your own mom, just like Tyrone just described. So what I'm hearing from both of you ladies, and I've heard this many times before, and we'll have to delve into that a little bit later, is that when your why is big enough, and it's usually something bigger than yourself, it'll cause you to change. Would you agree?
I absolutely agree.
I love that. Well, listen, we're not finished. We've got another. We just heard from Tyrone Miles, 430 down to 245. Amazing. And now we have Mr. Luther Butts on the line for us. Mr. Luther, are you out there?
I am.
Listen, let me tell you something. Ladies and gentlemen, right, you want to call 1-800-450-7876. It's 800-450-7876. Now, many of you want to call and probably talk to Tyrone, but his story was so compelling. You might want to call and hear from Luther. Luther, we had the opportunity to meet a few months ago for the first time, and you were one of those guys that when I met you the very first time, I was like, you know how you meet somebody just like somebody, and that was you. And may I be honest, brother?
Yes, sir.
I loved you, but you were a whole lot to love. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Okay, and here I am. I'm looking at Facebook the other day, and I'm looking at the before and after Luther. You got like a muscle pose, like an Arnold Schwarzenegger thing going on, and you're like 50 pounds and counting on your way down to 100. Now, my friend, you got to tell me what happened a few months ago, like 90 days ago, something like that, to get you down 50 pounds to where you are right now.
Wow, I was actually privileged to listen to Tyrone, and I echo a lot of his sentiments because nobody knows how it feels until you carry that kind of weight, and it feels like you're stuck inside of a meat suit and nobody ever sees who you really are. And I just had a couple of realizations in my life, man. And like you said, my why changed. My why was I wanted to live. I realized that I had a whole lot of things that was here that I needed to be here for. So I took it upon myself to start trying to find me again. And I came upon, a system that allowed me to do that. And basically what happened, man, the old me, he woke up and he took control of the wheel. And I got to a point that where, hey, I couldn't sleep. I could not sleep unless I did something that day to better my health. I could not, I couldn't rest. And I'm at that point now where I don't care if I get tired up to 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. I've been at the track at 2 o'clock in the morning by myself walking 5 miles because I want it. I'm hungry. I want me back. I want my life back.
Wow. Now let's set this now. How tall are you, Luther?
I'm 6'5".
Okay, now a few months ago when I met you, how much did you weigh?
At that time, I was down. I was probably in the range of 455, 460. At my heaviest, I was about 475.
So I didn't even realize that I met you about 20 pounds down from your start at 475.
That's right.
Wow. And now you are down, what, about 50 pounds in total so far?
Yep, 415.
And about how much time are we talking from beginning to end?
50 days.
50? So you're like a pound a day?
Yep.
That is amazing. That is amazing. Now, you two are an athlete. Football, basketball, baseball growing up. You're from Georgia. Tell us more. I know you're married. Tell us just a bit about you.
Well, I was an average kid in the country. We run through the woods, chase squirrels, that type of thing. Played football, baseball, basketball, everything. I was very active as a child. Even rode dirt bikes and all those things, man. And I had a brother, and he actually got highly recruited to the University of Tennessee and for basketball. And upon arriving, he found out that he had lupus. And I think what happened was when my mom tried to explain to me what was going on with my brother, I received the impression that he was going to die. And it was because of his eating habits. He had gotten to a point to where he had 2% body fat, but he was not putting the proper nutrition in his body to support that type of muscle growth, so his body turned on itself. And that shocked me as a child because I equated that to not eating. So I began to eat so I wouldn't get sick. And I ate and I ate and I ate, and I woke up one day and I couldn't run as fast as I used to, and it hurt to run as long as I used to, and it hurt to jump, and I had a backache and a knee ache, and it just compounded over the years, and I became a stress eater. So when I got stressed out or I was feeling bad, hey, that full feeling always felt good, so that's what I fell back on, and it wounded me up at almost 500 pounds.
Wow, my goodness. Now, listen, I had some things I wanted to say, but you just caught me off guard. So here's what I'm going to do. Kel, I want you to go first. You are a lupus conqueror. We're talking Luther's brother dealing with lupus. And then I want you to jump in for two reasons. A, because she said so many things that you can speak to. Plus, I know you've had an opportunity to work with Luther yourself. So, Kel, do you just want to just jump in? He talked about emotional eating, stress, all that stuff. Do you have anything you want to say right now?
Well, it's interesting to hear Luther talk about his brother. My mother also has lupus, but she was diagnosed after I was. She had it for a lot longer. She was misdiagnosed for years. But it was interesting to hear the parallel you drew between his being underweight and illness. And I could absolutely see how, and from a child's perspective, that could happen. And the emotional eating is something that I think we underestimate the power of eating to satisfy an emotional need. We underestimate how powerful that is. It really is an urge, a need to fill emotionally when you have learned to self-medicate with food. I've done it. It's something that I've had to learn to work with. But I absolutely can understand the perspective he had and how this developed and how difficult it is to make changes. And I'm sitting here, Luther, looking at a video of you running on a treadmill. And I just want to say that I am so excited and proud of you and enthused and inspired listening to your story because you have just made this decision that you want to be here, you want to live a long, healthy life, you want to be here for your beautiful family, and I'm inspired by the changes you've made in such a quick period of time, just 60 days. You have really grabbed onto this and said, I'm determined to turn it around. And I think the audience is inspired by it as well.
Wow. Well, now, hold on. Stay right there. We are about to go to break. So, Luther, I want you to respond to what Kelly just talked about. And when we come back from the break, we'll be back. Hey, News Talk 1450 Extreme Health Radio Show, now dropping Give Me 20.
News updates on the web at WOLDCnews.com.
Good afternoon. This WOL Traffic Update is brought to you by Food Lion. On Suitland Parkway outbound, the road work after Firth Sterling Avenue before Stanton Road's in the right lane. On inbound 50, very slow from 410 to 202 in Cheverly to get by the road work in the left lane. You stay to the right. On the inner loop southbound between 50 and 202, it was the left lane closed for construction. The accident involving a pedestrian that was on Independence Avenue Southwest near L'Enfant Plaza near 7th Street Southwest, that was cleared away. Everything there is now open. Win free steak for a year during Food Lion's Big Bold Summer Sweepstakes. Visit your local store or foodlion.com for details on how to enter. No purchase necessary. Food Lion, grocery shopping made sensible. Now your WOL weather forecast for today. Mix of clouds and sun, highs in the mid-80s. A few passing clouds overnight down to 66. Tomorrow, a few clouds in the morning, becoming mostly sunny by afternoon, highs in the upper 80s to near 90. Steve Hirschhorn for News Talk 1450 WOL, where information is power.
News updates on the web at WOLDCnews.com.
We are back. Extreme Health Radio Show. Every Monday, high noon, right here on News Talk 1450 WOLAM. I am here with Coach Kelly Campbell and Coach Heather Gunn. Say hello, ladies.
Hello, everybody out there.
I love that. Listen, folks, you still can call in and listen to us. 1-800 or call in and talk to us. I know you're listening. Call and talk to us at 800-450-7876. That's 1-800-450-7876. Folks, this is the Extreme Health Radio Show brought to you by the Fred Foster Fitness Company and Fitness for Eternity, offering personal group fitness training for people of all ages. Home, office, gym, inside, outside, land, water, day or night. Doesn't make a difference. We can get you the best shape of your life. But for us to get to you, you have to first get to us. So give our office a call right now at 240-403-4100. That's 240-403-4100. Or go on the web, extremehealthseminars.com. That's extremehealthseminars with an S.com, and say, hey, Coach Fred, hey, Coach Kelly, hey, Coach Heather, I want to get in great shape. We have with us Mr. Luther Butts, who is telling us an amazing story, coming out from 475 pounds down to about 415, just about basically a pound a day for about the last 50 days. And he was talking about the emotional part of eating, and Kelly was speaking to that. And Luther, I want you maybe just to touch base just briefly on what Kelly was talking about, but also, I know you've been working with Heather. So tell us what that's been like and how that's helped you in your journey.
Okay, and I totally agree with her, because I had a lot of issues, a lot of things go on, and I think the one realization that made me realize that I was emotional eating was when I lost my father. I lost my father about 15 months ago, and to cancer. And, he'd always been the rock, never been sick, never had any illnesses. And I found myself going back to it again. I caught myself one night, and I had eaten earlier. I had eaten about 2 hours early, and I went somewhere through the drive-thru, and I got the food, and I was like, nah, I'm not doing this, and I threw it out the window. I wasn't littering, but I threw it out the window. And I just said no. And that's when I started looking around trying to figure out how I was going to get back to me, because I got tired. I got tired of just being who everybody wanted me to do. I got tired of being the big dude. I got tired of being the fat guy. But, in working with, in speaking with Heather Gunn, she told me there are ways that you can treat the body with nutrition and elements that can help you and satisfy the cravings and the needs of the body without stuffing yourself with food. And it just helps a lot. It's the support anyway. It's the, not really knowing her, but to have people taking an interest in you and assist you along the way with your goals, it means so much, and it gives you strength. So now that's why you see me on the treadmill running, because I have to run. I got to run for all the people that are standing behind me and that are well wishing me and hoping and praying that I reach the goals that I've set.
Wow, that's awesome. Heather, what's it been like working with Luther?
Luther is amazing. I mean, this is awesome. How many times a day or even a year do you run into someone with so much ambition and energy to get to their goal? This is rare. This doesn't happen. Luther, you're like the perfect client that all of us nutritionists dream about having, the client that is so into what they're doing at the moment and committed. It's amazing. And we all have amazing teaching stories and it's so great to know that there are Luthers and there are Tyrones out there that are doing everything that they need to be doing to move forward. I want to know, Luther, really, like, what could you give us listeners and everyone out here to get some fire into everyone's soul and their spirit, to get them to be and to do these same things that you're doing?
You have to find you. And that's what I did. I went in search of Luther because he was gone. That guy who, I saw in the mirror, that was a replacement. That was like a robot. He was going through the motions. So I started taking time. I started going like to the local lake, sitting there, or going somewhere quiet. And I would get in the dark room, and that conversation that you have, I had to start having that conversation with myself. And I had to, it depends, where you go in life. There's always two conversations you have. There are two people that participate. It's the you want to become, and it's the you that you don't want to become that have a conversation. And you determine who wins, and who wins determines your lifestyle. And I got tired of that other guy winning. And I started winning those conversations with myself and started telling myself what I was going to do instead of asking myself what I was going to do.
Awesome.
That's powerful. Well, Luther, I know, you brought up an interesting point when you talked about the support that you're starting to receive and that you're getting from all the people around you. I know when I saw your pictures and your video and I reached out to you, it's because we just want to run behind you down the streets of Philadelphia, up the steps to that Rocky statue. That's what happens. You inspire other people. Have you noticed a change in the people around you after your success?
I have, and it's been awesome, and I think that gives me even more strength and even more courage because my friends, I have buy-in from my closest friends, my family, even my immediate family, my wife who was on 2 different blood pressure medications. She's gotten active. She's in the gym. She's eating better. My daughter, she was kind of overweight. Now she's taking her health better. I see her reading labels, looking at what she's intaking and measuring food. And my youngest daughter, she's 7 years old, and she's real slim. She's skinny. But she catch you eating something that's no good, she's going to let you go. No, she don't care who it is. She says, that is not healthy. You do not need to be putting that in your body. And it touches me so much to know that just by doing for me, I affected everybody else. So now it's not about me. I'm doing for everybody because the fact that Facebook, I can post a video or a picture on Facebook and get 1,000 likes from people I don't know, that I can effectively reach out in the world and have a positive effect on somebody's day because I know there's someone out there sitting in a room, and this is serious. There's somebody sitting in a room right now crying. There's somebody looking in a mirror right now disgusted with what they see and hurt because people have no feeling. They don't understand how it feels when somebody call you the big guy, or they say, woo, you've gotten big, and all those comments. They don't know how it rips you to shreds. And I know I can effectively show the people a way and show them that there's possibilities to get to where you want to be in life.
That is excellent. And Luther, do me a favor. You are familiar with what we do with our people here at Extreme Health and what we teach, something called the Healthy Eating Life Plan. We call it HELP. And you started on that plan, coincidentally, I don't know, about 50 days ago.
Yep.
And that's had a lot to do with your losing 50 pounds in 50 days. These pictures on Facebook, you're running and on treadmills, getting to the track at 2 a.m., making the changes, working with Heather. Can you just briefly describe how the Healthy Eating Life Plan has worked for you?
Yeah, one correction, though. It didn't have a lot. It has everything to do with my change because being heavy, I had the aches and the pains. I had the knee pains, the ankle pains, the back pains, and that would limit me every time when I tried to get active before because I was too heavy. I was too heavy to try to do anything. Even though I tried, the pain would just stop me. So in changing to a healthy lifestyle, healthy eating plan, what happened to me was I began to lose inches and pounds, and I got lighter on my joints, and my joints stopped hurting, and my back pains went away. So now I can charge this thing. I can go at it, and that's all I needed was something to give me the edge to be able to give 110%, so I can charge what I want in life.
I love that. Now, Luther, here's the thing. Kelly and myself, Heather, we have been out here, and we're going all over the country. We're headed to Florida in the beginning of August. We're here in the Washington, D.C. area. We were in both North Carolina and Baltimore at the same time this Saturday. We're coming to North Carolina in July. We're going to San Diego in August, and I know you're going to be there with us in North Carolina and again out in San Diego. Can you just tell people why they need to get involved with us and start on the Healthy Eating Life Plan?
Well, what most people don't know, this is one of them things to where what you don't know can kill you. And I've learned so much. I think the knowledge that I've picked up ever since I started on the plan is the most important thing, because there were things that I was doing to my body that I had no idea were detrimental to my health. And now I understand those things, and I know how to apply different tactics, techniques, minerals, vitamins, food to offset what has been done by the lack of nutrition in the food that we eat these days. So now, you have a set plan that can put you on that road and guide you every step to fitness and then sustain you beyond that. Why not?
I love that. Listen, Luther, I got to thank you so much. You were awesome. Tyrone, if you're still listening, you were awesome. This was an incredible show. 800 pounds, almost 900 pounds, almost 1,000 pounds, and it's lost. We have two men that are working their way to extreme health. Mr. Luther Butts, thank you so much. We will have you back on as well. We want to hear more about your journey. Would that be okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Folks, this is the Extreme Health Radio Show. Every Monday, high noon, News Talk, 1450 WOLAM. I'm Coach Fred. She's Coach Kelly. She's Coach Heather. And you know what we say every single week? Now drop in, give me 20. See you next Monday. You've been listening to Extreme Health Radio. Tune in next Monday and every Monday at 12 noon on News Talk 1450 WOLAM, where the Extreme Health Radio Show comes on. We'll talk fitness, nutrition, and the head game. Now drop and give me 20.
Peekaboo. Peekaboo, smile.
Smile, buddy.
Come on, smile. Oh, honey, he's still not smiling.
Maybe he's not a smiler.
Yeah, maybe he's just not a happy baby.
Maybe he's just being a boy. You know how boys are.
Or maybe he's teething. Oh, poor baby. I think his gums hurt.
Maybe he's just tired.
Or maybe his tummy hurts. He didn't eat that much.
Maybe he's not ticklish.
You think maybe he's scared of the dog?
Maybe he'll outgrow it. Maybe it's a phase. Maybe he just doesn't like smiling.
Maybe he has autism, and we can definitely do something to help.
Maybe is all you need to find out more about autism. No big, joyful smiles by 6 months is one early sign. Learn the others at autismspeaks.org/signs or see a doctor today for an autism screening. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better. And it can make a lifetime of difference. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
We're your pets, and this song's dedicated to those people who don't have health insurance yet. Enroll, we say. We want you to be okay. Enroll, we say. Take care, people, for goodness sake.
Health insurance is now affordable and covers prescriptions, hospitalizations, and preventive care. Visit getcoveredamerica.org to learn more.
And take care, people.
Brought to you by Get Covered America and the Ad Council.
Our lives are affected every day by innovations from the minds of African Americans. Support the United Negro College Fund, because a mind is a terrible thing to waste. Visit uncf.org or call 1-800-332-UNCF. Brought to you by UNCF and the Ad Council.
1450 WOL, Washington, D.C. and WPRS HD2 Waldorf, Washington. A Radio 1 station and worldwide at WOLDCnews.com.
The views and opinions of the following show do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of News Talk 14.